the restaurant analogy. So you might be thinking to yourself when you heard this, why would she be talking about restaurants when we're talking about essays? Well, I like to relate abstract concepts to things that are kind of everyday. And most of you are accustomed to going to a restaurant in the United States because it follows a certain type of formula that you're all familiar with. And the essay follows a very similar formula. So when you first come to a restaurant, who do you meet? The host. That's right. The host is there to welcome you into the restaurant. They ask you how many in your party, where would you like to be seated. They take you to the table, they give you the menus, they get you settled down into the chair. They make you really feel like you're welcome and that you want to be there. So a host welcomes you. They make you feel comfortable. They make you want to feel like you want to be there, and that's really important in a restaurant. Now, having a bad host isn't going to destroy your whole experience at a restaurant, but it definitely is going to make it better. It's gonna tip the scale in terms of how good your experience was. You know, you might have a 5-star meal, but if your host is only 2 stars, your meal is still successful. But if you were to rate it on Yelp or something, you might make it 4 instead of 5 because of the bad host. But it's still an integral part of that whole experience. So after the host is there, then next comes your interactions with your server. And one of the most integral parts of your experience with your restaurant or at the restaurant is your order. So when you have your order, it's really important because it's going to guide everything else for the rest of your stay at the restaurant. So let's say in this example that you order the House Merlot and you want to order the beet salad, and then you want to order the sirloin steak medium rare. Your server writes that down and then facilitates those things coming out to you in the right order. The order is really important, again, because it gives the plan for your entire meal. So once you've given your order to the server, she or he will go back and start working it out. So first will come your Merlot, and then your beet salad, and then your steak. So, and hopefully, if all goes right, since those are the things that you ordered, those should be the things that come out. And if they don't come out like that, then you have a problem. Right? So if you notice, we ordered our beet salad with sauce on the side, and look, there it is. You see the little ramekins with the sauce on the side. We ordered our steak, medium rare. There it is, medium rare. We asked for the Merlot, and they all came out in the right order. That's really important when we have our when we make our order. And if at this point, if these things don't come out right, we have a problem, right? A major problem with the time that we're at the restaurant. And then when we're done at the restaurant, we usually wrap up, right? When we're done eating, we wrap everything up, we get ready to go. So the server will bring your bill, right? And you check over the bill. You literally look back through your meal when you look at the bill, right? You see that everything's on there, that it matches what you ordered, and then you pay, and then you get up from the table, right? You left a mess, and then what do? You don't stay at the table all night. You move forward, you move on. So you've looked back at where you've been, and you also look forward or out and to whatever is going to come next. In this case, maybe you're going to go out with your friends afterward. Okay, so you look where you've been and you also look forward. So the basic formal essay structure. So your essay structure is a lot like going to that restaurant. So your attention grabber is like the host. Your thesis is like your order. Your body paragraphs are just like your meal. Your conclusion is like wrapping up the meal. Okay? So your attention grabber is like the host because it's going to introduce and welcome readers into your paper. It's going to get them feeling comfortable with your paper and make them feel like they want to be there. Your thesis is like your order because it's going to plan out your entire paper. It's going to plan which directions you're going to go. It's going to tell your reader exactly where you're going to go and how you're going to get there. And then the body paragraphs are like your meal because they are the extension, the actual development from your order. And then your conclusion is like getting the bill and wrapping up at a restaurant because it's going to sort of look back a little bit at where you've been, but it's also going to be looking forward and looking beyond where you've been. So when you look at your this standard 5-paragraph essay, your introduction is going to have 2 parts to it. It's going to begin with an attention grabber, and then it's going to end with a thesis. You're going to have body paragraphs that begin with topic sentences. And those topic sentences are going to relate directly back to your thesis. They're going to grow right out of there. They're not going to be they're going to be taken directly from the ideas and parts of your thesis. Then your conclusion is going to wrap up the whole essay using a strategy and look beyond where you've just been. You want to make sure in your conclusion that you just don't say in conclusion and restate your thesis because that's a little too redundant and it's too low level thinking for